Hey, how's it going, everybody? Thanks for tuning in and watching today's video. It is a wet, soggy, cold day here in Texas. And today is all about this, chaga. So, what is chaga? It's actually a fungus that grows on trees. And the tree that you find it most often on is paper birch or white birch. We do not have that here in Texas. We have river birch, but we don't have white birch. Although this has been found on other trees, I've actually seen it, I think, on a species of hemlock in Pennsylvania once. For the most part, you'll always find this on paper birch. And you'll see it on the side of the tree. While I was living and working in Alaska, I was able to find multiple pieces of chaga there on the birch trees. And it just looks like a big black growth on the side of it. I'm by far not an expert on this, but the people that I've run into over the years at different events, and a couple of people that used to sell it for business and all that, have informed me of a lot of cool information about it. So from my understanding, it's actually a fungus that begins to mature and grow on the paper birches as they get older from the inside. And as it grows from the inside out, it's eventually going to kill the tree. So any time that you see chaga on a paper birch, that tree's actually already started dying. So in that way, it's kind of a parasitic fungus. But it'll actually grow from the inside out and bloom and blossom, I guess, on the outside of the tree, and that's when it starts to spore. So with that in mind, if you do have an area that you know you have paper birch or white birch and you want to go look for chaga, it's not going to hurt the tree to harvest it. You can pull it off that tree and cut it down with a saw or a tomahawk. Just be very careful when you go to do it. I'm going to leave a link in the description below on a very extensive article about the history of chaga and the different countries and the medical professions that have used it. But it's well documented. You can buy it in most stores for super expensive prices. But it's well documented that it has a plethora of health benefits as far as antioxidants, vitamins, nutrients, digestive health benefits, and even cancer fighting agents in it. What I wanted to do today was show you how I make chaga tea and a couple of tips or tricks that can even make it better when you combine it with coffee. Now when it comes to chaga, the way that I tell what's best for making tea and when it's time to put it into my fire kit is based on the color. So fresh, brand new off the tree chaga should be bright orange. And as you steep it and use it for tea, multiple times over and over again, that color slowly starts to fade. And when it becomes this light, dull brown color, and it's not really making that dark of a tea anymore, that's whenever I tend to put it in my fire kit to either use for solar ignition or flint and steel, because it does do really good for flint and steel if you break it up into a pile of dust. So I see a lot of people getting fresh chaga and immediately using it for their fire kits, and it's just a waste. Why not get some tea out of it first? I'm going to use my Firebox Nano stove today. Even though it is soaking wet and raining out, you can still find dry branches and dry wood to fill this stove with. Just look for stuff that's up off the ground and kind of test it with your saw. Cut into it, and if it still seems dry, you put it to your face and it doesn't seem damp, it'll work perfect. Once you get your wood gathered, however you want to make your fire, all you need is your cup with some water and your chaga. You're going to bring your water to a boil, and once it starts boiling, throw your chaga pieces in and let it continue to boil for a couple of minutes. You'll actually see the color get dark pretty quick, and once it's boiled for a couple of minutes, pull it off the fire and let it steep for another 3 to 5 minutes. It's not going to hurt. The longer you steep it, the stronger it'll be, the darker it'll be. And after that, I'll show you a cool little trick to mix in with some coffee. it is just about ready. So I'm going to pull it off the heat and just let it sit here and steep for just a little bit. It's pretty dark as it is, and I'll pour into a cup and show you what it looks like. As you can see, it's pretty dark. It looks like a dark tea. It's earthy. If you want to add a little bit of honey in there, that's really good too. But man, it is such a great drink. It's good for you. And I saved the best for last. If you already have hot water like this, and you happen to have a press or a way to make coffee, or even if you just want to do cowboy coffee, once you remove your chaga pieces, pour your coffee in there and make you a chagachino. I'm telling you, using the chaga water to make your coffee, it's unbelievable. Thanks for joining me on today's wet, cold, and rainy day. Hope you had some fun. Make some chaga, and check out that article that I put in the description down below. It's really cool to learn about it and just how many cultures have used it and just what an awesome resource it is. So remember, get outside and enjoy the woods. Thanks for watching.